Right, and chin up a little. We'll bring your neck back to center. Fooled you. Watch this video. You won't want to miss some of the information. All right, there it is, day 3 in the books. 25 minutes. Let me see. Sorry, 23 minutes. For those of you that don't know or were wondering about my podcast and or just the lack of consistent chiropractic videos, it really just has to do with patient volume, priorities, and being busy at the clinic. So for those of you, my patients who are also following or watching here, again, thank you so much. Couldn't have done it. Couldn't be where I'm at and be able to help as many people as I can without you. Your referrals mean the world to me. It's the greatest compliment we could ever get, is you referring your friends, your family, your loved ones, your children, grandparents, whoever. To have the opportunity to care for them is it's priceless. It means everything. So let's just talk about the why haven't I done a podcast? And the real answer is, as many of you know, many months ago now, actually it was back in May, just before we got Axel, as a matter of fact, just before we got Axel, I came down with some kind of a stomach bug of sorts, and I thought it was just, a little IBS happening over a couple of days. And it turned out I actually did have a parasite. And I ended up going to an urgent care on a Sunday and got an antibiotic, an anti-parasitic, which basically cured me overnight. I mean, it took a few days to really get right, but that was, overnight success. The beauties of modern medicine, when antibiotics do good, when anti-parasitic drugs do what they're supposed to do, and that cured me. But it took me a while to get over that. I was missing networking meetings. Of course, I never missed a day of work, but I was, basically starved out and disabled on some level, being not exaggerating, but that was the reality of the situation. So it was after that I started the run streak, if you recall on the dates, once I got Axel situated. So then the other reason, right, that we had missed so many days or potential podcasts was not just due to scheduling conflicts, but also actually recovering from that sickness, that situation, and then training the puppy. On top of that, as from May through current days in September, the practice went from doing whatever volume it was doing, leaving me enough time to kind of schedule in a podcast, to, if I was really making myself available, which everybody knows that I do, make myself available to make sure you can get the adjustments you need, especially in an acute or what I deem an emergent situation, I'm always going to be there. And on those business days that we're there, which is 6 days a week, we are available for you, and thus that took priority over filming the next podcast. As many of you know, Mark Prizeman, who we were going to do a health chat with the Guru too, I didn't realize what had happened, but now we do. He had passed on, and scheduling conflicts with a couple of other guests didn't work. The podcast studio that we were in, we're finding a new venue. So all these reasons, we pushed out doing another podcast. I got one in the works with Resender Powell that I really hope, Ross, if you listen to this video, you see this video, I'm going to tag you now, so you'll be forced to watch it. But I want to really get into the whole fiber versus fat idea, and how both can help you sufficiently with weight loss, and how the two of them are similar and different. I don't think anyone really talks about that enough, because it's either like, oh, keto does this, intermittent fasting does that, carbohydrates do this and that, eat these kinds of carbs. But I think if we don't really explain how certain carbs, in the forms of high, fiber carbs, right, slow through the bloodstream, keeping that blood sugar low, good for diabetics, good for people that struggle with insulin, and actually exit the body fast. Why? Because we don't really digest it. In other words, what we know is we absorb all those micronutrients. We look at that plane. But in actuality, if we don't understand how that could help us in terms of weight loss, oh, that's so cool. How that can help us in terms of weight loss versus what eating a whole bunch of fat or a high fat diet is going to be. Of course, healthy fats, yes, getting to nutritional ketosis and losing weight, and how the two of them are similar. I actually touched on this in an old podcast with Celery Juice and Supermom with Alicia Hanoyan. We actually talked a little bit about a research paper that talked about small chain fatty acids and how they break down in the body and help in the form of butyrate, which has a lot of similarities to beta hydroxybutyrate, which is the main ketone that people refer to when talking about nutritional ketosis. So there's even just a little bit of a precursor or a reason why if you're watching this video. So that's kind of the goal. And then of course there was the idea, or recently, the reason the run streak actually broke was I got the second dose of you know what, and that really put me out. I've actually seen quite a bit of people now that have had similar reactions when we're chatting about it. One gentleman actually I saw last night talked about how he went to the ER thinking he had a heart attack. As many of you know, I woke up that morning, when I got it about 1:30 p.m. on a Monday. By 7 a.m. on a Tuesday, I thought there was a chance I might be dying. But thank God for Bayer. I took care of that. And I was able to come back from it. But still without a lot of inflammatory type of reactions. My fingers swelled up. My eye had styes. My left side of my body was really just swollen and achy. My back started aching. I actually felt like I was going to break in half, and that sort of ended the run streak. So yeah, I'm not saying, by the way, that's not me saying do or don't get, you know what? It's simply saying this is the truth. This is my experience. The first dose was nothing. Actually, I thought all my sinus infection type symptoms or kind of allergy things that I deal with in the upper nasal pharynx went away after the first one. So I was all pro it. I was like, yeah, go get that first one. Second one, different story. A lot of people talk about how they felt sick on the second dose. Well, let's just say that shit is real. So I got things in the works for you. I actually have 2 chiropractic videos coming your way. And guys, thanks for all the love and support. I better get my ass going. I'm a little behind schedule. But really, the run streak is back, day 3. This is what I do. I run and I go and I help do the best I can at aiding and to get you guys' body to heal optimally. Chiropractic.